What's happening, y'all? We're gonna go over the portfolio update. As promised, I've been talking about we're gonna take our passports overseas to go shopping for some stocks, but I'm gonna show y'all some of my portfolio updates. And I'm gonna show y'all. I remember talking about Hims, Palantir, and Robinhood, right? So I picked up one of them. I'm gonna explain why, right? Because I told y'all I was gonna buy Hims, but I bought another one. So we're gonna take a look at the portfolio. Let's pull that thing up. All right, so we got the portfolio up, and we got about almost 3,000 in assets. We got almost half of a share of the S&P 500. Almost half a share of the S&P 500. We got 10 shares of Nvidia. I remember telling y'all I was going to be watching United Healthcare, and I purchased United Healthcare. So United Healthcare, I got United Healthcare on a nice little discount. I've been watching them for a little minute, and y'all can see I got about one share United Healthcare. We up $8. You know what I'm saying? So what I got an average of 242, and the stock is up 254. So I think I might have hit United Healthcare on the head. I think I might have purchased it at the right time. I really want to add more shares of them, to be honest. To be real, I want to add more shares of United Healthcare. But we're gonna go back to the portfolio. Y'all know Nvidia is lit. Y'all already know Nvidia is lit. Let's see how much we up on Nvidia. All right, so the Nvidia, we are up. Look at that. Nvidia, we up $500 on 10 shares, and it's about 65% of my portfolio. And my penny stock. My penny stock did good this week too. I'm talking about everybody was just doing crazy this week, to be honest. Everybody was going crazy this week. So we're gonna pull up the penny SoundHound AI. We're gonna pull up the penny stock. So SoundHound AI reported earnings on Friday, and that's why it's up a whole 26%, because they beat their earnings expectations. So SoundHound, I got two shares. I got two shares up 35% on two shares. That's the biggest percentage out of every holding that I have in my investment is SoundHound AI. Probably going to get more shares of that as well. You know what I'm saying? So SoundHound AI, they beat earnings, and I like it. So out of those three stocks that I mentioned earlier, I did pick up one of them. And I'm gonna explain and show y'all on the chart why I picked up one or the other. And then we're gonna go overseas and go shopping, and I'm gonna explain why it's important to invest overseas. All right, so Robinhood. I picked up Robinhood, right? And I picked up Robinhood because I was listening to Peter Lynch. Peter Lynch is a hedge fund manager, one of the great investors of all time. And I could tell y'all the name of the book of his that I have. Let's see. Let me type in Peter Lynch. Yep, one up on Wall Street. So one up on Wall Street is Peter Lynch basically saying when he wants to buy a stock, he wanted to buy La Quinta stock back in the day, so he went and bought a room to see the experience, right? So I re-listened to that book, and I was like, you know what? I use Robinhood. I talk about Robinhood all the time. I have Robinhood Gold, which means I like it enough to pay extra for it, pay for a service. I got my Roth IRA. Like, I'm showing y'all this on Robinhood. Most of the people I know that have investing accounts use Robinhood. It's very user friendly. So I was like, bet, let's do Robinhood. So in comparison, in those stocks, they're not evenly comparison. Palantir is the largest of the three, then Robinhood, and then Hims, right? So they're not really a good comparison. They're in different sectors and they have different market caps, right? But so the first reason was Robinhood did beat earnings, right? So if we go down here and we look at these dots, the darker dots are, hold on, my bad. So the darker dots on here are, let me make sure we're looking at the same thing. The darker dots are what their earnings were reported. The lighter dots were what their earnings estimates were. So if you notice, Robinhood beats estimates every time. Their Q2 this year is higher than the Q2 of last year, and I've been I've been using the service, so I like them. So another thing too, let me see if they have a PE ratio in here. Um, but I was looking at their PE ratios, and if you don't know what a PE ratio is, I mentioned it a lot before, but a PE ratio is a price to earnings ratio, right? And that's kind of how they gauge how much the stock can continue to grow um, at the current price that it is, right? So I'm gonna pull up Chat GPT, and we gonna go. I'm see who has the lowest PE ratio. Um, Hims, Palantir, or Hood. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen so y'all can see what's happening. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT talking about. So Hims, I like the price, I like their products, but Hims did miss earnings, and Hims PE ratio is 57.3. If y'all look down here, PE ratio 57.3. Okay, so that's Hims. Palantir, the runner. I mean, Palantir is taking off on these boys. Palantir, I don't know why it don't have Palantir PE ratio up there, but Palantir PE ratio is pretty high. But based on the data, Robinhood currently has the lowest PE ratio. Robinhood's PE, hold on, let me make sure we're looking at the same thing. Robinhood's PE ratio is the lowest, around 46.2 compared to Hims, and it does not have Palantir. Palantir PE ratio is like 100 something, right? And out of temptation, I am so tempted. I've been so tempted to jump in Palantir, but based on the PE ratio, Palantir is overvalued. Palantir is also AI. I have NVIDIA and SoundHound AI. HIMS is healthcare. I already have United Healthcare in there. So Robinhood, I learned from Peter Lynch through experience. I enjoy the product. It has the lowest PE ratio, and it's running. So I'm gonna pull them up on the chart real quick and show y'all also why I liked them on the chart. So we gonna I'm gonna share the chart with y'all and then show y'all exactly why. Hello, hey, how's work? I'm doing I'm doing my portfolio update right now. So I might have to call you back. All right, love you too. Bye. All right. So when I looked at Palantir, Hims, and Robinhood, I got a sign that Robinhood is still going up. Why? Is because as far as a pattern, I see a bull flag and the MACD look like it's about to cross up. Remember, this is on a daily time frame. Each bar is priced for that day. So on Friday, Robinhood started at, hold on, let me make sure y'all. Robinhood on Friday, Robinhood started down at about started about 111.48, went as high as 117 and came back down to about 114.6 where the price is currently now. So that's how that is. But based on the pattern and the MACD indicator, if you don't know what the MACD indicator is, look at my previous videos. I talk about it over and over. But as you can see, the MACD indicator looks like it's about to turn up to green. I'm gonna also pull up the bull flag pattern so y'all can see. So I'm looking at this, determining, first I look at the value. Is the company worth it? Then as far as price, if it's going down, I want to kind of look for a sign to know when to jump back in the stock, right? So if we go over here to bull flag, this is a bull flag pattern. Once it breaks out of the top form of the pattern, it broke out and it keeps going, right? So if we go back, oh my bad, I didn't even show y'all the example. So bull flag. So that's the bull flag. It goes up, it consolidates, and it continues going up. So if we go back to Robinhood on the chart, you can see that we already broken out of the bull flag, right? Let me pull them back up on the chart. So you can see we already broke out of the bull flag, out of the consolidation for the bull flag, and we got the MACD about to change to green. The MACD is this indicator down here. I usually use it like when it looks like it's about to switch to green. I could like, okay, it's a good time to buy the stock. So like if I wanted to buy it over here, I would have waited till right here to buy it, and now it looked like it's about to go up. So Robinhood, they beat earnings. They have the lowest PE ratio. I use it on a regular basis, and it has a bull flag and a MACD going up. So this week, I'm really going to be looking to add to either Robinhood or United Healthcare. I feel like those two are going to be my more explosive companies in the near future. But now let's get into the education, right? So Peter Lynch was the person that kind of got me into why I bought Robinhood, but Ray Dalio is who I look to for international investing. To have a diversified portfolio is not just across each sector in the market. Of course, the United States has the best market, but the other countries got some good sleepers. And if you know anything about a change in world order, and I'll put a link somewhere so where y'all could see it. Matter of fact, let me pull up the video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So this is Ray Dalio. If you look on YouTube and pull up Changing World Order, that will show you how on rotation, how dynasties rise to power and decline to power, and how another one comes into power. And you can see that taking place right now between the United States and China, right? So China is the best international market to invest in. China is going to be at some point the new world power. China is advancing AI faster. Their educational system is getting better. They're also advancing their military. And when you have those three combined, it's a recipe for a rising power. And when you have conflict of interest. The Democrats and the Republicans can't agree, and rich and poor can't agree. You have internal conflict mixed with external conflict with China, rising inflation. There's, you know what I'm saying? You kind of see the picture of, okay, China's going to be the new world power. So most of the stocks that I'm going to talk about is China. Another other rising countries to look at. India is doing really well. And I think Brazil is doing pretty decent as far as banking. They're finally trying to figure out banking and involving crypto and all of that into their finances. Brazil, Ecuador, one of them Hispanic places, but I don't know about it too much because I won't invest in them. I would just invest in China. But there is a company that is probably one of the most important companies in the world. And I love this company, but because because I have a feeling China is going to invade Taiwan, I stay away from the company, right? But this company is like, if nothing bad happens, this company is like perfect. So, of course, the big theme and everything is AI, right? But Taiwan Semiconductor makes 90% of chips. The chips that go in your phone, the chips that go into your fridge, the chips that go in your TV, they're all being made by Taiwan Semiconductor. What I do like about Taiwan Semiconductor is that they and let's look at their PE ratio. Taiwan Semiconductor PE ratio is 27.5. That's relatively cheap if you compare it to Apple, Nvidia, you know, Apple, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla. I'm pretty sure all of their PE ratios are higher than 27.5. So it's a stock on a discount, also in another country. One thing I did like about them, which made me want to consider buying them, look at that, Taiwan Semiconductor up 22% on the year. And I was thinking about buying them because they did open a plant in Arizona. Donald Trump is trying to protect Taiwan and trying to give them, help over here in the US. But I don't think big homie Trump is going to be able to save Taiwan from China. So, one of the best companies, if not the first best company, is definitely one of the top three companies to invest in. But it's not on the US soil. And that's the only fear, is that Taiwan, that China may invade Taiwan. But if they don't, I'm going to miss out on that big run up. Right now, I'm going to go into China stocks. And just to give y'all a heads up, so y'all know ahead of time, this is the Chinese stock that I will be adding to my portfolio. So I will be adding Alibaba to my portfolio once I get around the Chinese stocks. Now, China is not going to be the world power tomorrow, next week. So I got time to build other positions in my portfolio. Also, as you can see in the top left corner over here, to the right of market cap, that the PE ratio is 15.7. Chinese stocks are cheap and they're going to be the world power. So if you make this move ahead of time, you're going to get big growth in these stocks. Alibaba, to me, is the best one in China. But there's more. There's more. I also like GDS Holdings. I'm gonna get y'all right on these foreign stocks. So we got Taiwan Semiconductor from Taiwan. We got GDS Holdings. Let me pull them up. So GDS Holdings, year to date, GDS Holdings year to date up 54%. I really like it. I think they're in the banking industry. 54% is a lot, and the stock price is only 36. So if you want to diversify a little bit, you could get Alibaba and GDS, or Taiwan Semiconductor and GDS. We give you another top Chinese stock. Another top Chinese stock. And look, I'm gonna keep showing y'all the PE ratio on these stocks. These are cheap stocks, and they're gonna be the world leader. I'm not saying load up on Chinese stocks because Chinese stocks are kind of volatile and inconsistent. But I think you crazy if you don't have at least 1 to 2 positions from China. Look at this PE ratio 23 on 10 cent. So I'm gonna give y'all a little homework because I don't feel like doing it myself. But if you want to update yourself on a chart, I showed y'all Robinhood on the daily time frame. Go to HIMS and Palantir, look at both of their PE ratios and compare it to Robinhood. Also, look at the chart, add the MACD indicator. If you go to TradingView, type indicator and find MACD, MACD indicator, and put that on all three of those stocks on the daily time frame. You'll notice that Palantir looks like it's going to go down, HIMS looks like it's going to go down, and Robinhood looks like it's going to go up. So use the chart, do a little chart work, but also look at the top 5 companies in the US. Look at their PE ratio, and then look at the Chinese stocks PE ratio. China will be the new world power, and you don't want to wait too late you don't want to wait till it's too late before these stocks start running up. So I don't know if I went over. I know I usually do the percentages of how much I was beating the market by. So I finished out the portfolio update. I'm just gonna go back over the portfolio and compare it to the S&P 500 over the week, months, and all of that, just to make sure I get that out of the way, because I think I forgot to do it. So we up past 3 months, we're up a total of $476. That's 19.7%. Compare that to the S&P 500. The S&P 500 in the past 3 months is up 12.7%. So we killing the market in the past 3 months. Killing the market in the past 3 months. The market in the past month up 2.26%. Okay. What about me though? Me in the past month. Come on, man. Me in the past month up 6.52%. Okay, I like it. And then we're gonna do the past week, and then we're gonna finish out like that. So the past week, I'm up 4.2%, and the S&P 500 for the past week is only up 2%. We beating the market all across the board. Make sure you get your international stocks. I am not going to get my international stocks right away. Sooner than later is better, but I'm not going to get mine right away. I'm going to build some of the positions out in my portfolio. I'm going to talk about a crypto tomorrow. This is forward thinking. Remember, you look back when you look into the financials, but when it comes to the future, you got to think forward. Think what you expect the world to be like, and invest into that. We're in early stages of AI. There's certain things that's going to happen with crypto, And crypto is going to be my next video. We're going to talk about the next crypto that I'm adding. I always tell y'all I only buy Bitcoin, but there is one more crypto that I'm going to buy. I mentioned it before in other videos. And as I see how things are pivoting, it's a must that you get this crypto. So I'm going to get that crypto my next week that I talk to you about this crypto. I may have that in the portfolio before having a China stock, but a Chinese stock is a priority. I'm Mike the Money Motivator, man. I hope y'all learning everything y'all need to keep your money multiplying for you and whoop the stock market. Like and subscribe.